side if people haven't found one yet. I thought we were being ambitious setting out as many as we did, but I guess not. So, thank you all for coming. As I said, we're very excited to show you what we have. The students have put a lot of work into this, so I'm going to keep this short. So I shall say, without further ado, Much Ado by William Shakespeare.
Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many men have you lost in this action?
A few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor upon a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age. In doing figure of a lamb and feats of a lion, he hath indeed bettered better expectation than you must expect of me to tell you how.
He hath an uncle here in Messina, will be very much glad of it.
Yes, I have already delivered him letters, and there appeared much joy in him. So much joy that cannot show itself modest enough without a badge of bitterness.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so washed. How much better is it to weep at joy than to joy at weeping?
I pray you, is Senor Montanta returned from the wars, or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There is none such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, Anise?
My cousin means Senor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, yes, he has returned and as pleasant as ever he was.
He set up his bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the flight. And my uncle's fool, reading the challenge, subscribed for Cupid and challenged him at the bird vault. But I pray you, how many have he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many have he killed? For I promise you all of his killing.
Faith, Anise, thou taxed Signor Benedict too much. But he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath hoped to eat it. He's a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to lord, a man to man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He's no less than a stuffed man. But for the stuffing, well, we're all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there is a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with 1, so that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear for a difference between himself and his horse, for is all the wealth left known to be a reasonable creature. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is't possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his fame, but as a fashion of his hat. It ever changes for the next block.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars. I see. The gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young squire that make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He sooner caught the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him 1,000 pounds ere it be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady. Do, good friend.
You'll never run mad, niece.
No, not till the hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Signor Linato, have you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost. And you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides, and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no! For then were you a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man. Surely the lady thought herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wondered that you would still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible the saint should die while she has such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is certain that I am loved of all ladies. Only you accept it. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart. For truly I love none.
A dear happiness to woman. They would also have been trouble with the pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I'm of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other may escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching cannot make it worse toward such face as yours were.
Well, you're a rare parent, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than the beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep your way in God's name. I have done.
You always enter the jade trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato. Good Signor Claudio, Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato has invited you all. I tell him we shall stay at the least a month, and he heartily prays that some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from his heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled with the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I think.
Please, it your grace, Leon.
Your hand, Leonato, we will go together.
Benedict, dost thou know the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I loved on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should, for my simple true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith? Methinks she is too low for any high praise, too brown for any fair praise, and too little for great praise. Only this commendation can I afford, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome. And being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am sport. I pray thee, tell me truly what thou thinkst of her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her? Can the world buy such a jewel? Yea! And a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sound brow, or do you play the flouting jack to tell us Cupid is a good hair finder and Vulcan a rare carpenter? Come, in what key shall a man take you to go in the song?
In mine eye,
She is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on. I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and were she not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much as the 1st of May doth the last of December in beauty. But I
scarce trust myself. Though, I have sworn the contrary. Hero would be my wife.
Oh, has come to this in faith? Have not the world one man who will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never see a bachelor of threescore again? Go to in faith, and thou will needs thrust thy neck in a yoke, wear the privet, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro has returned to seek you.
Secret hath held you here, that you followed not to Leonardo's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio? I can be secret as a dumb man, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance. He is in love. With whom? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonardo's short daughter.
If this be so, so were it not.
Ah, like the old Tamil, it is not so, nor 'twas not so. But God forbid it should be so.
If my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two-faced and trust, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic, in the despite of beauty.
And could never maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have her a sheet winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle on the invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. Because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any, I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for which I will go the finer, I will remain a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood with love than I will get again drinking. Pick out mine eye with a ballad maker's pen, and hang me up at the door of a brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if thou dost fall from this faith, thou shalt prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat, and shoot at me. And he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, as time shall try. In time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck out the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted. And in such letters as they write, here is good horse to hire, let them signify under my sign, here you may see Benedict, the married man.
If this should ever happen, thou wouldst be horn mad.
Nay, if Cupid had not spent all of his quiver in Venice, thou shalt quake for this shortly.
I'll look for an earthquake too then.
Well, we'll temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's. Commend me to him. Tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made a great preparation.
I have almost enough matter in me for such an embassage. And so I commit you
To the tuition of God, from my house if I had it.
The 6th of July, your loving friend, Benedict.
Nay, mock not, mock not. The body of your discourse is sometimes guarded with fragments, and the gods are but slightly based on neither. Ere you flout old ends any further, examine your conscience. And so I leave.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how. Thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero's. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked on her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task at hand. and to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
You will become like a lover presently, and tie the hero with a book of words. If thou lovest fair hero, cherish her, and I will break with her father, and thou shalt have her. Was not to this end that thou beginst to twixt so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love! Thou know love's grave by his complexion. Yet, lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have solved it with a longer treatise.
What need the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grant is the necessity. Look what will serve us fit. 'Tis once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have much reveling tonight. I shall assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair hero I am Claudia, and in her bosom unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the strong force and encounter of my amorous tale. And then, with her father will I break, and to conclude, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
How now, brother? Where is my cousin, your son? Hath he provided this music?
He is very busy about it, but brother, I can tell you strange news you have not yet dreamt of.
Are they good?
As the event stamps it, they have good cover. The prince and Claudio were walking in a well-pleached alley in my orchard, when they were much overheard by a man of mine. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loves my niece, your daughter, and he meant to acknowledge it in a dance this night. And, if he found her accordant, he meant to take the present time by talk and instantly break with you of it.
Hath the fellow any wit that told you this?
A good sharp fellow. I will send for him and question him yourself.
No. We shall hold it as a dream until it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter with all, that she may be better prepared for an answer, if peradventure it be true. Go, you, tell her of it.
Goest about to apply moral medicine to mortifying mischief. Cannot hide what I am. Must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but thou must not make the full show of this until you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root but by the fair harvest that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I'd rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. Better befits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from many. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering honest man, must not be denied that I'm a plain kneeling villain. I'm entrusted with the muzzle and enfranchised with the clog. Therefore I've decreed not to sing in my cage, that my mouth that would bite, at my liberty, do my liking. Meantime, let me be that I am. and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Braccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato. And I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Did servant not put mischief on? Who's he for a fool to propose himself to a quietness?
Mary is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Mary, our hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
A very forward march, chick. How came you to this?
Being entertained for a perfumer, as I was smoking a musty room, comes me the Prince and Claudio, hand in hand, in sad conference. I whipped me behind the Aros, and there it agreed upon that the Prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him anyway, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Come, let us to the supper. Their cheers the greater that I am subdued. Let the cook word my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I'm heartburn an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man. There may just in the midway between him and Benedict. The one, too like an image and says nothing. The other, too like my lady's eldest son, and evermore tattling.
Then have Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and have Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man could win any woman in the world, if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Too curse is more than curse. I shall lessen God sending that way. For it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So, by being too cursed, God will send thee no horns.
Just, if he send me no husband, for which that blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. O Lord, I cannot endure a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may light upon a husband that hath no beard.
And what should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel, and make him my waiting gentleman? He that hath a beard is more than youth, and he that hath no beard is less than man. And he that is more than youth is not for me, and he that is less than man, I am not for him. So I shall even take 6pence in the earnest of the bear board, and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gate. And there will the devil meet me, like an old cuckold with horns on his head, and say, "Get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here's no place for you, maids." So deliver I up my apes, and await St. Peter for the heavens. He shows me where the back shall sit, and there live we, merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust that you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, Faith. It is my cousin's duty to make courtesy and say, "Father, as it please you." But for all that, cousin, you let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered by a piece of valiant dust? To make an account of her life to a clod of wayward marl? No, uncle, I'll none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly, I hold it a sin to match my kindred.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you be not wooing time. If the prince be too important, tell him there's measure in everything, and so dance out the answer. For hero, wooing, wedding, and repenting is a Scotch jig, a measure, and a syncopace. The first suit is hot and hasty, like a Scotch jig, and full as fantastical. The wedding, mannerly modest as a measure, full of state and ancientry. And then comes repentance. With his bad leg, falls into a syncopace, faster and faster, till he sink into his grave.
Cousin, thou apprehends passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The revelers are entering, brother. Make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with a friend?
And so you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I'm yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company?
I may say so when I please,
Wouldn't please you to say so.
when I like your favor. For God defend the lute should be like the case.
My visor is Philemon's roof. Within the house is Joe.
Why then, your visor should be thatched.
Speak low if you speak low.
Well, I would you did like me.
So would not I, for your own sake. For I have many ill qualities.
Which is one.
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. May the hearers cry amen.
May God match me a good dancer.
Amen.
And may God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer, clerk.
No more words.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Antonio.
At a word I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he, you are he.
At a word I am not.
Come, come. Do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to Mom, you are he. Graces will appear. And there's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful, that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales? Why, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester, a very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him. And the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them. And then they laugh at him and beat him. I am sure he is asleep. I would he'd boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you said.
Do. He'll would break in comparison to on me, which peradventure is not marked nor laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. And then there's a parch being saved for the poor fool who ate no supper that night. We must follow the leaders.
Every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I will lead them that exterminate.
My brother is amorous on hero, withdrawn her father to break them about it. The ladies follow, and the one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his beard.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on hero. I pray you, dissuade him from it. For she is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affections to me.
So did I too. He swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the supper.
Thus answer I, the name of Benedict. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent. Beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth into blood. This is the accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero!
Count Claudio?
Yea?
The same. Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow about your own business, Count. What fashion will you wear the garland of? About your neck like the usurer's chain, or under your arm like the lieutenant's scarf? You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy.
That's spoken like an honest Trovier. So they sell bullocks. But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
Pray you leave me.
Ha ha! Now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I will leave you.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into the sedges. But that my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince is fool. Ha! It may be that I go by that title because I am married. Yea, I am not so reputed. It is the base though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person, and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Good Signor, where's the Count? Have you seen him?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fane. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of his young lady. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod as worthy of being whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy, who, being overjoyed at finding a bird's nest, shows it to his companion, and he steals it.
Well, thou may trust a transgression. The transgression is in the stealer.
Yet it had not been amiss the rod had been made, the garland either. For the garland he may have worn himself, and the rod he may have bestowed on you, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
I will but teach them to sing, and restore them to the nest.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith, you say honestly.
Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her said that she is much wronged by you.
She has misused me, past the endurance of a block. An oak, but with one green leaf on it, would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great ball, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me, that I stood like a man at a mark, with a whole army shooting at me.
She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her. She would affect to the North Star. I would not marry her were she endowed with all that Adam had left her before I transgressed. She would have made Hercules have turned spit. Yea, and have cleft his club to make the fire too. Come, talk not of her. You will find her in infernal Ate in good apparel. I would to God some scholar would conjure her. For while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary. And people sin upon purpose because they would go thither. So indeed, all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follow her.
Look, here she comes.
Will your grace commend me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest embassage to the antipodes you can devise to send me on. Fetch you a tooth picker from the furthest inch of Asia. Bring you the length of Prester John's foot. Fetch you a hair off the great Cham's beard. Do you any embassage to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 months' conference with this harpy? You have no employment for me?
None, but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Lady Beatrice, you have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it to me a while, and I gave him use for it. Double heart for a single one. Marry, once before he wanted when he was Falstaff's. Therefore your grace may well have said, I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not you do me, lest I prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor married, nor well, but a civil Count, civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
My faith, lady, I think your blazing to be true. Though I'll be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have written thy name, and thy fair hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God grant thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say, Amen to it.
Speed, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you, and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Oh, good Lord, for alliance. Thus goes ever to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in the corner and cry, hey-ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I had rather one of your father's getting. Never a grace a brother like you. Your father got excellent husbands, if a man could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord. Unless I might want another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me. To be merry best becomes you, for out of question you were born in a merry hour.
No, my lord. My mother cried. And then there was a star dance. And under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. For she is never sad, but when she sleeps. And not ever sad then. For I've heard my daughter say, she hath often dreamt of unhappiness, and waked herself with laughter.
She cannot hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She marks all her wooers out of suit.
She'd make an excellent wife. For Benedict?
Oh, Lord, my Lord. If they were but a week married, they'd talk themselves mad.
Auntie Claudia, when means you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord! Time goes on crutches to love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just 7 nights, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake your head at such a long shake. But, Claudio, I warned thee, the time will not go dully by us. I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labors, to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it in match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if I have you three to minister such assistance as I will give you direction.
My lord, I'm for you. It would cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, Lady Hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefullest husband that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He's of a noble strain, of approved valor, and of a confirmed honesty. I will teach thee how to humor your cousin so that she fall in love with Benedict. And I, with you two helps, will put in practice so that Benedict, despite his quick wits and his queasy stomach, will fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer, for his glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so that Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonardo.
Yea, my lord. But I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be the missile of the beam. I am sick and displeased at him. Whatever comes athwart his affections ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to hear.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation you mightily hold up, to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, undo Hero, kill Leonardo. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal, both to the prince and Claudio, as in love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and his friend's reputation, who is thus like to be cozened with the semblance of a maid. They will scarcely believe this without trying. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window, hear me call Margaret Hero, hear Margaret term me Claudio, and bring them to see us the very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty, that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can, I will put it in practice. Be thee cunning in the working of this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in my accusation, and my cunning shall not shame you.
I'll presently go find it alone the day of the marriage.
In my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard.
I'm here already, sir.
I know that, but I would have thee do much wonder that one man, seeing how another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed in such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known him when there was no music in him but the drum and the fife. And now would he rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I have known him when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor. Now only like 10 nights away, copying the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. And now is he turned orthographer. His words were a very fantastical band. Just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love will transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath of it, that till he hath made an oyster of me, he shall never make of me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another, wise, yet I am well. Another, virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman will not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair will be of what color it please God. The Prince and Monsieur Love, I will hide me the arm.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord. How still the evening is, as hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
See where Benedict hath hid himself?
Oh, very well, my lord. The music ended, we'll fit the kid fox with a pennyworth.
Come, Balthasar, we'll hear that song again.
Good, my lord. Tax not so bad a voice as standard music any more than once.
Just the witness still of excellency. To put a strange face on his own perfection. I pray thee, sing. Let me woo no more.
Because you talk of quick, I will sing. Since many a word doth commence a suit to her who thinks not worthy, yet he woos, yet will he swear he loves.
Nay, pray thee come. If thou wilt hold longer argument, do it in notes.
Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the living.
Why, these are very crotchets that he speaks. Notes, notes, forsooth, and nothing.
Now divine air, now is his soul ravished. Is it not strange that sheep's guts should hale souls out of men's bodies? Well, a horn from all mine when it calls them.
Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. 1 foot in sea and 1 on shore, to one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny. Sing no more, ditty, sing no more of dumb so dull and heavy. The fraud of man was ever so since summer first was levy. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny.
For my troth, a good song.
And an ill song, my lord.
No faith. Thou singst well enough for a shift.
And even a dog I should have held, lest they would have hanged it.
Nay, Mary, dost thou hear, Balthasar? I pray thee get us some excellent music. For tomorrow night we shall have it at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Farewell. Come hither, Leonata. What was it you told me? that your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, I. Stalk on. The foul sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible, since the wind in their corner?
By my troth, my lord, I cannot hope to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection, it is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough. Oh God, counterfeit? There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well. This fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How? How, I pray you? I would have thought her soul was invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had been, especially against Benedict.
I should think this is gullible that the old man speaks it. Knavery cannot sure hide itself in such reverence.
He attained the infraction. Hold it up.
Hath she made her love known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed, so your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that have so often counted him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
So says she, when she's beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock, till she hath writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Now you talk of a sheet of paper. I remember a pretty jest your daughter told us of.
When she had writ it and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheets.
That.
Oh, she tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one she knew would flout her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirits, for I should flout him if he writ me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
She doth indeed, my daughter says so. But the ecstasy hath so much overboard her. My daughter sometimes is feared. She may do a desperate outrage to herself. 'Tis very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of it by some other, if she will not discover it.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it, and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should, to an alms to hang him. She's an excellent sweet lady, and, out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she's exceeding wise.
In everything, what a loving Benedict.
My lord, wisdom and blood combating in so tender a body. But we have 10 proofs to one that blood hath the victory. I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I would if she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have daffed all other respects, and made her half myself. I pray thee, tell Benedict of it, and see what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she were to make tender of her heart, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
He doth indeed have a good outward happiness.
Before God, and in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
As Hector, I assure you, in the managing of quarrels, you may say he is wise. For either he avoids them with great discretion, or he undertakes them with the most Christian-like fear.
If he do fear God, he must necessarily keep peace. If he break peace, he ought enter into a quarrel with fear and trembling.
And so will he do, for the man doth fear God. Howsoever it seems not in him by some large jest he will make, well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we seek Benedict and tell him of her love?
But never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that were impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by our doctors. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well. I should wish to see that he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy such a good lady.
My lords, will you up? Dinner is ready.
If he do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. The sports will be when they hold one of another's dotage, and no such matter. That is the scene I should see, which will be merely a dumb show. Let us send her in to call me to dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of it from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me? What? It must be requited. Aye, here I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she will rather die than show any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that can hear their attractions and put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth. I can bear them witness. And virtuous. 'Tis so. I cannot prove it. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor is it no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I mayhaps have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, because I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the mean in his youth that he cannot endure in his old age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain all matter the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled! When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. Oh, by this day, she's a fair maid. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains in those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message?
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a nice point in Chocodal, though. You have no stomach, senor? Very well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those things than you took pains to thank me. That's as much as to say that any pains I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not pity her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a Jew. I will go get a picture.
Running to the parlor, there shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice, and proposing it to Prince of Fire. Whisper her ear and say that I am Ursula, welcome. There are whole discourses all of her. Say that thou art tower, where honeysuckles, ripened by the sun, forbid the sun to enter, like favors made proud by princes that advance on that power that bred it. There will she hide her to listen our praise. This is Iops, bear thee well and leave us alone.
I will make this up. I warned you, presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as you Tracy's alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedict. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee will be how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter, his little Cupid's crafty are made, that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin, for look where Beatrice, like a lapwing, runs close by the ground to listen our conference.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish, cut with their golden oars the silver streak, and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, who even now is couched in the woodbine of overture. Hear you not my part of the dialogue.
Then go we near her, so her ear hears nothing but the false sweet bait we laid for it. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirit as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince, and my new father lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they love Benedict, to wish him rest with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you do so? Did not the gentleman deserve as full a fortune of bet as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
O God of love, I know he doth deserve as much may be yielded to a man, but God never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, when it's surprising what they look upon. And her wit guides itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take on nor shape nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. Therefore certainly we're not pitching you as love, lest you make us sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured. But she would spell him backward. If fair-faced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If black, why, and paint her drawing of an antic made of foul blot. If tall, a lance, ill-headed. If low, an agate, very vilely cut. If speaking, why, a vein, blown with all winds. If silent, a block, moved with none. So turned she every man the wrong side out, and never to gifts to truth and virtue, that which in simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd in all fashions as Beatrice is, cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air, laugh me out of myself, press me to death with her wit. Therefore, let Benedict, like a covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were better death than to die of mocks, which is as bad as dying of tickling.
Yet, tell her, hear what she would say.
No. Rather, I will go to Benedict.
No!
And truly, I'll counsel to fight against his passions. And surely I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may poison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without so true a judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy. Always accepted my dear Claudio.
I pray you, be not angry with me, madam, speaking my fancy. Signor Benedict, for shape, bearing, argument, and valor, goes foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day. Tomorrow, come, go in. I'll show thee some attires and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's lying, don't worry, we have caught her.
If it proves so, then loving goes by halves. Some Cupid kills with arrows, and some with traps.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the backs of such. And Benedict, love on. I rule quietly, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reporting thee.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, then I go toward Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you will vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be as great of a soil in the glass of your new marriage as to show a child his new coat and to forbid him to wear it. I will be bold with Benedict for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot he is all mirth. He hath twice or thrice cut Cupid's bowstring, and the little hangman dare not to shoot at him. He hath a heart as sound as a bell, and his tongue is the clapper. For what his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Ah, gallants! I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant! There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
You must hang it first, and draw it afterwards.
What? Sigh for the toothache?
Tis but a humor, a worm.
Well, anyone can master a brief but he that has it.
Yet say I, he is in love.
There is no appearance of fancy in him, unless it be he hath the fancy to strange disguises, as to be a Dutchman today, a Frenchman tomorrow, and in the shape of two countries at once. Of German, from the waist downward, all slops, and a Spaniard from the waist upward, no doublet. If he hath a fancy to this foolery as it appear he hath, then he has no fool for fancy as you would appear he is.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. He brushes his Haddonites. What should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him, and the old ornament of his cheek hath already stuffed tennis balls.
Indeed, he looks younger, by the loss of a beard.
Nay, he rubs himself with Civet. Can you smell it out by him?
That's as much as to say, the sweet youth's in love.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy.
And when does he want to wash his face?
Yea, or to paint himself, for the which I hear what they say of him.
Nay, but his jesting spirit, which is now cut into a lute string, and now governed by stops.
Indeed, that tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude. He is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That what I know too. One I warrant know him not.
Yes, and his ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried with her face upwards.
Yet is this no cure for the toothache. Old Signor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice. And then the two bears shall not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good Dan.
If you wish to serve, that I speak to you.
In private?
If you please, yet Count Claudia may hear, for what I speak of concerns you.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and you will be bettered by that I will now tell you. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hoped to infect your ensuing marriage. Surely pseudo spent in thy realm bestow.
Why? What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, in circumstances shortened, she being too long in talking of. The lady is disloyal!
Who? Hero?
Even she. Leonardo's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word's too good to paint her to wickedness. I could call her worse. Think you of a worse title, I will fit her to it. Go with me tonight, and you shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before our wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. Will better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so? I will not think it.
If you know that aunt that you see, confess not that you know. If you go with me, I shall show you enough, and you've seen and heard more. Proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight, why I should not marry her, tomorrow in the congregation where I should wed, there will I shame her.
And as I have wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no further till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly, but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
Oh, damn, to-itly turned! Oh, mischief strangely thwarted!
Oh, plague right well prevented. So you will say when you have seen the sequel.
Are you good men and true?
Yea, or else you are pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give us our charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
You okay, sir, or George Sequel, for they know how to read and write.
Come hither, neighbor Sequel! God bless thee with a good name. To be a well-favored man is the gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both wit, Master Constable.
You have! Well, for your favor, sir, make no boast of it. And as for your reading and writing, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You are to comprehend all vagrant men and bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if you will not stand?
Why then let him go, and presently call together the rest of the watch, and thank God that you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's watch.
True, and he is to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You're also to make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know it belongs to the watch.
Why, you speak like a most quiet and ancient watchman. For I cannot see how sleeping should offend, only have a care that your bills not be stolen. Well, you are to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk, get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Why, then let them alone till they are sober. And if they make you not the better answer, then you may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well,
if you meet a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man. And the less you meddle or make with such men, why, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may. But I think they that touch pitch shall be defiled. The most peaceful way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself for what he truly is, and steal of your own company.
You can always call the merciful man, Burner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much less a man who hath any honesty in him. peace, and let the child awake her with crying. For that you that will not hear the lamb when it baws, will never answer the cat when he bleats.
This is very true.
Well, masters, this is the end of your charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the middle of the night, you may stay him.
Nay, Barley, I think you cannot.
5 shillings for 1 moment, with any man who knows the statutes. He may stay him. Marry, not without the prince be willing. For the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
Barley, I think I'm just
Well, masters, good night. And there being a matter of weight chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsel, and your own, and good night. Come in.
Well, masters, we have a change. Let us go sit here upon the coach bench till 2, then on to bed.
One more! Unescapers, I pray you. Keep watch at Signor Leonato's door. For the wedding being there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu, ye penitent, I beseech you. What? Conrad!
Peace, going on.
Conrad, I say!
Here, man, I am at thy elbow.
Mass, on my elbow itch. I thought there would a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. And now, forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close and unto this pet house, for it drizzles rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some trees and masters, just stand close.
Therefore know, I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask, if it were possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows our unconfirmed. Thou knowest that the fashion of a doublet, or a hat, or a cloak is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, fashion is the fashion.
Tush, I may as well say the fool's a fool. But seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is?
I know him for him. He's been a vile thief the past 7 years. He goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Didst thou not hear somebody?
No, it was the maid on the house.
Seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is? How giddily he turns about all the hot bloods between 14 and 35, sometimes fashioning them like the Pharaoh's soldiers in the old Ricci painting, sometimes like the God-belled priest in the old church window, sometimes like the shaven Hercules in the smirched worm-eaten tapestry, where his codpiece seems as massy as his club.
All this I see, and I see that the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But art not thou thyself giddy with the fashion too? That thou hast shifted out of thy tale into telling me of the fashion?
Not so. Neither. But no, I have tonight wooed the Margaret, the lady hero gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leads me out at her mistress's chamber window. She bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince, Claudio, and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw far off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero?
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio. But the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths which first possessed them, partly by the dark night which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander Don John had made, away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her as was appointed next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw overnight, and send her home again without a husband.
Charging the prince's name again.
Call the night master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of blackberry that ever was known in Commonwealth.
And what department is one of them? I know him. He wears a lock. Master!
You'll be made. Bring the form forth, I warn you.
Never speak. You try to get you obey us.
You're like the goodly commodity being taken up of these men's bills.
A commodity in question, I warn you. Come, we'll obey you.
Wake my cousin Beatrice and desire her jobs. I will wait. And bid her come hither. Well.
Trot, I think your other bottle were better.
No, pray thee, good Meg. I'll wear this.
But my trot's not so good. And I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool. And thou and another. I'll wear none but this.
I like the new tie with it excellently. If the hair were a thought browner, and your gown's most rare fashion of faith. I saw the Duchess in Milan's gown, that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
But my trust but a nightgown in respect of yours. Cloth of gold and cuts, laced with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, with skirts round, underboard with a bluish tinsel. But for fine, quick, graceful and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 on it.
God give me joy to wear it. For my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon with the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee. Art thou not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable in a beggar? Is not your lord honorable without marriage? I think you would have me say, saving your reverence, a husband. And bad speaking, do not worse true speaking. I'll offend none. Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None, I think. And it be the right husband and the right wife. Otherwise, 'tis light and not heavy. As my lady Beatrice house. Here she comes.
Good morrow.
Good morrow. Sweet hero.
How now? Speak you in the sick tune?
I'm out of all other tune, methinks.
Close into light of love. That goes without a burden. Do you sing it? And I'll dance it.
You light above your heels. Then, if your husband have saved enough, you'll see shall have no bonds.
Oh, illegitimate construction! I scorn that with my heels.
'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you're ready. By my troth, I am exceedingly ill. Hey ho.
For a pot, a horse, or a husband?
With a letter that begins in law. Achoo!
Well, and you be not turned Turk. There's no more sailing by that star.
What means a fool, Trout?
Nothing I, but gods and everyone, their heart's desire.
These gloves the count sent me. They're of an excellent perfume.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maid and stuffed. There's goodly catching of cold.
Oh, God help me! God help me! How will you profess apprehension?
Ever since you left it, doth not my wit become enrolled?
It is not seen enough you should wear in your cap. Achoo! By my troth, I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cadus Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There, thou prickest her with a thistle.
Benedictus. Why Benedictus? There's a moral in Benedictus.
Moral? No, by my troth. You have no moral and meaning in Benedictus. that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. And yet Benedict was such another, and now has he become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not. But methinks you look with your eyes, as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Senior Benedict, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are coming to fetch you to church.
Come help me to dress, good cuz, good Meg, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for as you see, it is a busy time with me.
Mary, this is it, sir.
Yes, what to do, sir?
What is it?
Goodman Verges, sir, speaks a little off the matter. An old man, sir, whose wits are not so blunt as, God help, I would desire they were, but as honest as the skin between his brow.
Yes. I thank God I'm as honest as any man living. That is an honest man. No honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous. Palabras, neighbor Verges.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
It pleases your worship to say so, but we are the poor duke's officers. But for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I would find it in my heart to bestow it all of thy worship.
All thy tediousness on me,
Yea, and were 1,000 pound more than 'tis. For I hear as good exclamation on your worship as of any man in Messina. And though I be but a poor man, I am glad to hear it.
So am I.
Would fain know what you have to say.
Mary, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, hath a couple of as errant names as any of us.
A good old man, sir, he will be talking, as they say when the age is in, the wit is out. God help us, it is a world to see. Well said in faith, neighbor Verges. Well, God's a good man, and 2 men ride of a horse, 1 must ride behind. An honest soul and face, sir, by my troth he is, as ever broke bread. But God is to be praised, not all men are alike. Alas, good neighbor.
Indeed, he comes too short of you.
Gifts God gives.
I must leave you.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, hath indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring me. I am in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be suffragance.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare thee well.
Go, you good neighbor, go. Get you to Francis Sequel. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn to the jail. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit. I warrant you. Here's that shall drive some of them to a non-come. Only get the learned writer to write down our excommunication and meet me at the jail. What are you all still doing here? Don't you know it's the intermolition? Go, get your snacks and your beverages and such. Go.
shall recount their particular duties afterward.
You come into my lord to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
You come into, lady, to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know of any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you now on your souls to utter.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any count?
I dare make his answer none.
Oh, what men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do.
How now? Interjections? Why then some be of laughing as I.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God gave her me.
And how am I to give back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She is but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold, how like a maid she blushes here. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not that blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the aid of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married. Not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
But, dear my lord, you in your own proof hath vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
I know what you would say. If I had known her, you will say she did embrace me as a husband, and so extenuate the forehand sin. No, Leonato, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on thee, seeming! I will write against it. You seem to me as Dian in her orb, as chaste as is the bud ere to be blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well, that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speaks not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored to have linked my dear friend to a common stag!
Are these things spoken, or do I have a dream?
Sir, these things are spoken, and they are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
True, oh God!
Leonato, stand I here? Is this the prince? Is this the prince's brother? Is this face hero's? Are our eyes our own?
All this is so, but what of this, my lord?
Let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
Oh God, defend me. How am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not hero? Who can blot out that name with any just reproach?
Mary, that's King Hero. Hero itself can blot out Hero's virtue. What man was he talked with you yesternight out at your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then you are no maiden! Oh, Leonato, I'm sorry you must do this. But upon my honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her, this hour last night, talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hadst, like a most liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters that they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fine. Not to be named, not to be spoke of by name. There's not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them.
O hero, what a hero hadst thou been, if half thy outward graces had been placed about the thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure in piety, and impious purity. For thee, I'll lock up all the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never shall more be gracious.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
How now, cousin? We're forcing you down.
Come, let us away. These things come thus to light. Smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Hero, why, hero? Help, uncle, Senor Benedict, friar, help!
Sweet fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that can be wished for.
How now, hero? Have comfort with me.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why dost thou everywhere to think cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not hope thine eyes. For that I think thou wouldst not quickly die. I thought thy spirits were stronger than thy shames. Myself would, in the rearing of reproaches, strike at thy life. Grieved I had but one. Chid I in that frugal nature's frame, won too much by thee. Why had I won? Why ever wast thou lovely in mine eyes? Why had I not with charitable hand taken up a beggar's issue at my gate, who smirched thus and mired with infamy? I might have said, no part of it is mine. This shame derives itself from unknown loins. But mine, and mine I loved, and mine that I was proud on, mine that I myself was to myself not mine, vowing of her. Oh, she has fallen into a pit of ink the wide sea hath dropped too few to wash her clean again, and salt to it all, which season give to her foul taken.
Be patient. For my part, I'm so tired with wonder. I don't know what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I had this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirm that a stronger maiden before was bought with ribs of iron. Would the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who loved her so that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears, had to her.
Hear me a little, for I have been silent too long and given way unto the sports of fortune. By the noting of this lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face, 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness beat away those blushes which the prince smote against her maiden's youth. Call me a fool, trust not to my reading nor observations, which with the experimental seal do forth the tenor of my book. Trust not my age, my reverence, my calling, nor divinity, if this lady lie not here guiltless under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace she hath left, if she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury. She not denies it. Why seekst thou then to cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that you accuse me, I know none. If I know more of any man than modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. My father, if prove you that any man with me converse at hours on me, or that I yesternight maintain the change of words with any creature, refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprision in the princes.
Two of them have the very bent of honor. And if their wisdoms be misled in the practice where lives in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainies.
I know not. If the princes speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Time hath not yet so dried up this blood of mine, nor age so eat at my invention, nor fortune wreak such havoc of my means, nor my bad life reft me so much of friends, but they shall find, awaked in such of kind, strength of limb and palsy of mind, ability and means, and choice of friends, to quit me of them thoroughly.
All's well, and let my counsel sway in this case. Your daughter here, the princess left for dead. So let her well be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. And maintain a mourning ostentation. And on your family's old monument, hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What of this? What will this do?
Mary, this well carried out shall change slander to remorse. That is some good. But not for that dream out on this strange course, but our travail looking for a greater birth. She died as it must be so maintained. Upon the instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For it so falls out that what we have, we prize not to the worth, whilst we enjoy it, but rather having lacked and lost it, why then we rack the value. Then we find the virtue that that possession will not show us whilst it was ours. So will it fare with Claudia. When he hears that she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into the study of his imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall become apparelled in a more precious habit, moving more delicate and full of life than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, if he had had love or interest in his liver, and wish he had not so accused her, know though so his accusation be true. Let this be so, and doubt not success will shape it a better event than I can lay it all down like her. But if all aim of this level be false, this supposition of the lady's death will quench the wonder of her infamy. And if it sort not well, you may conceal her in some religious and reclusive life, out of all minds, tongues, and injuries.
Signor Leonardo, let the friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love is very much under the Prince and Claudia, yet by mine honor, I will deal in this as secretly as your soul should your body.
Being that I flow in grief, smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented, presently away. For strange sores, strangely they strain to cure. Come, lady, dine a little. This wedding day is perhaps but for now. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yes, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. Do it freely.
Surely, I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
How much might the man deserve me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way. No such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as a thing I know not, it were as possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear by it, Peter.
I will swear by that you love me, and I will make a meaning that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest. I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you so much in my heart that I was left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me tonight. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I'm gone though I'm here. There's no love in you. Nay, I pray you let go.
Beatrice.
Faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in a hive of villain that has slandered, scorned, and dishonored my kinswoman? All that are a man would bear hurt hands until they come to take hands, and then, with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor, oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me.
Talk with a man out of a window, a proper saying.
Nay,
Sweet hero, she is wrong, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly count contact, a sweet gallant, surely. All that are a man for his sake, or that I had any friend be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted in curtsies. valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules, that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman grieving.
Carry good Beatrice, by this hand. I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I've a thought or a soul.
Enough. I'm engaged. I will kiss your hand, so I leave. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear me, think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so farewell.
Is our whole assembly up here?
Oh, so look at you.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that am I and my partner.
Yes, sir. Have the expedition to examine.
But which be the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Verrocchio.
Pray, write down Verrocchio. Yours, Cyril?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yea, sir, we hope.
Write down that they hope they serve God. And write God first, for God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it has been proved already that you are little better than false knaves. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
A marvelous witty fellow, I assure you. But I shall go about with him. Come here hither, Sirrah. A word in your ear. Sir, I say to you, it is thought that you are false knaves. Sir, I say to you, we are not. Well, stand aside. Before God, they're both in a tale. Have you written down there?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yeah, Mary, that's the exercise. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you, in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. Why, this is flat perjury to call a prince's brother villain. Master Constable, pray thee, fellow, peace! I do not like thy look, I assure you!
What heard you him say else?
Many that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady Hero wrong.
Black burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by the best that it is. What else, fellow?
And that Captain Otto did mean upon his words to disgrace her in front of the whole assembly, and not marry her.
Oh, villain! Thou wilt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon proof of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be admitted.
Let them be in the house.
God's my life! Where's the sexton? Let him write the prince's officer coxcomb. Come, find them. Thou Nazi varlet!
Wait! You are an ass! You are an ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Ooh, that you were here to write me an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it be not written down, forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon by good witness. I am a wise man,
And which is more, an officer? And which is more, a householder? And which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as of any in Messina? And one that knows the law go to, and a rich enough man go to. And one that hath had losses, and one that hath had 2 gowns, and everything handsome about him. Bring him away. Oh, that I've been writ down an ass.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself. It is not wisdom, it is having grief against thyself.
I pray thee, cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as breathless as water in a sieve. Give not me counsel, nor let no comforter delight in mine ears, but one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience. For, brother, is almond's virtue... Brother, it is almond's office to speak comfort to speak patience to those that wring under the load of sorrow, but no man's virtue, nor sufficiency, to be so more when he should endure the like himself. Therefore, give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisements.
Brother, there do men from children nothing differ.
I pray thee peace. I will be but flesh and blood. For there is never yet philosopher that can endure the toothache patiently. However, here at the sound of the gods made a push at chance and sufferance.
Yet, bend not all harm upon thyself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There, thou speakst reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me that heroes belie, and that shall Claudio know, and so shall the prince, and all of them that thus dishonor.
Here come the Prince of Claudio. Hastily.
Good Dan, good Dan.
Good day to both of you. Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonardo.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare thee well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is well.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler, thou! Never lay thy hand upon thy sword, I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand, if it should give your old age such cause of fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man. Never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a daughter nor a fool, the underprivilege of age just brag what I have done being young, nor what I would do were I not old. No, Claudio, to thy head, thou hast so wronged mine innocent child to me, that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruises of many days, to challenge thee to a trial of a man. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child, and thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lays buried in a tomb with her ancestors. Oh, where never such slander slept, save this of hers, for by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare. Despite his active practice, his May of youth and bloom of lusterhood.
Away, I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me, boy? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killst me, thou shalt kill a man!
Thou kill 2 of us, and men indeed. But that's no matter. Let him kill 1 first. Win me and wear me, let him answer me. Come, boy, come, follow me. Come, follow me. Sir Boyle with me to the thwarting fence. Nay, as a gentleman I will.
Brother.
Content yourself. God knows I love my niece. And she's dead, slender death by villains. I dare as well answer a man indeed, as I dare take a servant by the tongue. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, millstops.
Brother Anthony.
Yea, I know them what they weigh, even to the utmost scruple, scrambling, outfacing, fashion-monging boys who lie and cog and flout, deprave and slander, go antically, show outward hideousness, and speak off 6 dangerous words, that you might hurt your enemies if they durst. And this is all.
not as sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full proof.
My lord, my lord!
I will not hear it.
No? Come, brother, away. I will be heard!
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
See, here's the man we came to seek.
Now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You are almost come to part, almost a fray.
We had like to have had our 2 noses snapped off by 2 old men without teeth.
Leonato and his brother, what thinkest thou? If we had fought, I doubt we should have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wits by thy side?
Never any did so, though very many have been beside their wit. I will be the draw, as we do the minstrels. Draw to pleasure us.
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
What's courage, man? What though care killed a cat? Thou hast metal enough in thee to kill care.
Sir, I shall meet you within the career in your charging against me. I pray you, choose another subject.
Nay then, give him another staff. This last was broke cross.
By this light he changes more and more. I think he be angry indeed.
If he be, he knows how to turn his girdle.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I just know it. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death will fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you so that I may have good cheer.
What? A feast? A feast?
In faith I thank him. He hath bid me to a calf's head and a capon, the which if I do not carve most curiously, say my knife's not. Shall I not find a woodcock too?
Sir, your wit ambles well. It goes easily.
I shall tell thee how Beatrice praised thy wit the other day. I said thou hast a fine wit. True, said she, a fine little one. Nay, said I, a great wit. True, said she, a great gross one. No, said I, a good wit. Just, she said, it hurts nobody. True, said I, the gentleman is wise and true. She said, a wise gentleman. Nay, said I, the man hath the tongues. That I believe, she said, for he swore a thing to me on Monday night that he forswore on Tuesday morning, that there is a double meaning. There are 2 tongues. Thus in that hour did she transshape all of thy particular virtues, and at last she did conclude, with a sigh, thou wast the properest man in Italy.
For the which she wept heartily, and said she cared not.
Yea, that she did, but yet for all that, if she did not hate him deadly, she would love him dearly. The old man's daughter did tell us all.
All, and moreover, God saw him when he was hid in the garden.
But when shall we set the savage bull's horns on the sensible Benedict's head?
Yea, and text underneath, here dwells Benedict, the married man.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. You break just as braggarts do their blades, which God be thanked, hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother the bastard is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. And until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest?
Most profound earnest. And I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
It hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
What a pretty thing man is when he goes in his hose and doublet and leaves off his wit.
He is then a giant to an ape. But then is an ape a doctor to such a man.
But soft you, let me be. Pluck up my heart and be sad. Did he not say that my brother was fled?
Come you, sir! If justice cannot tame you, she shall ne'er weigh more reasons in her balance. Nay, and you be a cursing hypocrite once, you must be looked to.
How now? Two of my brother's men bound? And Baraccio one.
Hearken after their offense, my lord.
Officers! Offense of these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanderers. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Firstly, I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, ask thee what's their offense. Sixthly and lastly, why they are committed. And to conclude, what you lay to their charge.
Rightly reasoned, and in his own division. And by my troth, there's a meaning well suited.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to this answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go forward to an answer. Do you hear me, and let this count kill me? I have deceived in your very eyes, but your wisdoms could not discover these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man, how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the lady hero. How you were gone to the orchard and saw me court Margaret in hero's garments. How you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. And briefly I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
But has my brother set thee on this?
Yea, and paid me greatly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon this villainy.
Sweet hero, now thy image doth appear, in the rare semblance as I loved it first.
Come, bring away the plaintiff. By this time, our sexton has informed Signor Leonato of the matter. Ah, and masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Here comes Master Signor Leonato, and the sexton too.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes. When I note another man like him, I may appoint him. Which of these is he?
If you would know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
Nay, villain, thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you but think you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose you revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but am mistaken.
And yet to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people of Messina here, how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow, come you to my house, and since you could not be my nephew, my son, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter that's almost a copy of my child that's dead, and she alone was heir to us both. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
O noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Until tomorrow morning, lords. Tonight, I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by a soul she was not, nor knew not what she did when she spoke to me, but always have been just and virtuous, anything that I do know by her.
Moreover, sir, which is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech thee, let it be remembered in his in the watch, sir. They spoke of one deformed. They say he wears a key in his ear, and a lock hanging by it, and borrows money in God's name, the which he hath used, and never paid, that now men grow hard-hearted, and will lend nothing for God's sake. Pray you, examine him upon this point.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverent youth, and I praise God for you.
There's for thy pains.
God save the foundation!
Go, I discharge you of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant maid with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart. And if a merry meeting may be wished for, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor!
Until tomorrow morning, lords. Farewell.
Farewell, my lord. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I'll mourn with Hero.
Sweet Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me with the speech. Oh, fair Beatrice.
Will you then write a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that no man shall come over it. For most comely truth thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me? Why, shall I always keep the loose stairs?
Thy wit is quick as a greyhound's mouth. It catches.
And yours as blunt as a fencer's foil, which hit, but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Margaret. It will not hurt a woman, and so I pray thee, call Beatrice. I give thee the bucklers.
Give us the swords. We have bucklers of our own.
If you use them, Margaret, you must put in a pike with device, and they are dangerous weapons for maids.
Well, I will call Beatrice to you, who I think has legs.
And therefore will come.
The God of love that sits above and knows me and knows me. How pitiful I deeds, I deeds,
I mean in singing, but in loving. Leander, the good swimmer, Troilus, the first employer of the Pandars, and a whole book full of those quantum carpetmongers whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of blank verse. Why, they were never so turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I could find no rhyme to lady, but baby. An innocent rhyme. For scorn, whore, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, a babbling rhyme. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet. No, I cannot woo in festival terms. Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, signor, depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till.
Then is spoken, very well. And ergo, let me go with what I came for, which is what knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words. And thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I'll depart unkissed.
Thou hast frightened the word out of its right sense. So forcible is thy wit. but I must tell thee plainly. Claudio undergoes my challenge, and I must either hear from him shortly, or I will subscribe him a coward. And I pray you now, tell me, for which of my bad parts did you first fall in love?
For them all together, which contain so politic a state of evil, they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love from me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I'll never love that which my friend hates.
But I am too wise to move easily.
It appears not in this confession. There's not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the time of good neighbors. If a man do not erect in this age his own tomb ere he dies, he shall live no longer in monument than the bell tolls and the widow weeps.
And how long is that, think you?
Question. Why, an hour in clamor and a quarter in room. Therefore, it is most expedient for the wise, if Don Warm his conscience find no impediment to the contrary, to be the trumpeter of his own virtues, as I am to myself. So much for praising myself, who, I myself will bear witness, is praiseworthy. But tell me now, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill, too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. There will I leave you, for here comes one in great haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. Yonder's old crow at home. It is proved, my lady here hath been falsely accused. The prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John is the author of all, who's fled and gone. Will you come presently? Will you go hear this news, senor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy eyes, and be buried in thy lap. And moreover, I will go with thee to thine uncle's.
Is this the monument of Leonato?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues, was the hero that here lies. Death inguerded of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies. So the life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang thou there, upon the tomb, praising her when I am done. Pardon, goddess of the night, those that slew thy virgin night, for the which, with songs of woe, round about her tomb they go. Midnight, assist our moan, help us to sigh and groan, heavily, heavily. Graves yawn and yield your dead, till death be uttered, heavily, heavily. Now unto thy bones, good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Good morrow, masters, put your torches out. The wolves have preyed. And look, the gentle day before the wheels of Phoebus, round about dapples the drowsy east with spots of grain. Come, let us hence put on other weeds, and then to Leonato's we will go.
And Hymen now with luckier issue speeds than this for whom we rendered up this woe.
forced to call young Claudia to reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlemen all, retire by yourselves into a chamber, and when I send for you, come hither masked. The prince and Claudio promised by this hour to visit me. You know your office, brother. You must be father to your brother's daughter, and give her to Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me or undo me. One of them. Signor Leonardo, truth it is, good Signor. Your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I, my daughter, lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do, with an eye of love, requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio, and from the prince. But what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatic. But for my will is your good will may stand with ours this day to be conjoined in the honorable state of marriage, in which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined to marry with my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind. Was she an Ethiop?
Good morrow, Benedict. Why, what's the matter? That thou hast such a February face, so full of frost, of storm, and cloudiness?
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. Tush, fear not, man. We'll tip thy horns with gold, and all Europa shall rejoice at thee. As once Europa did at lusty Jove, when he would play the noble beast in love.
Full Jove, sir, had an amiable love. And some such strange bull left her father's cow, and got a calf in the same feet, much like to you, for you have just as bleat.
For this I owe you. Here comes other reckonings. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
The same as she, and I do give you her.
Why then she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not, till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you liken me.
When I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero!
Nothing certain. One hero died to fight, but I do live. As surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero! The hero that is dead!
She died, my lord, but whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify when after the holy rites are ended. I'll tell you largely of Fearstone's death. Meantime, let wonders seem familiar, and presently, let us to the chapel.
Soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why then, your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived, for they swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Oh, troth no. No more than reason.
Why then, my cousin, Margaret, and her son much to see, for they did what you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you well nigh dead for me.
Ah, 'tis no matter. Then, you do not love me?
No, truly. But in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin. I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I will swear upon it that she loves her. For here is a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another. Written in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle! Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee.
your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth. The married man? I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of woodcrackers cannot flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? No. If a man will be beaten with brains, I shall find nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can devise against it, and therefore never flouted me for what I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudia, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin.
I had well hoped that thou wouldst have denied Beatrice, that I might have cudgeled thee out of thy single life, to make thee a double dealer, which out of question thou wilt be, if my cousin do not look exceeding narrowly.
Come, we are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, which we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterward.
Oh, first of my word. Therefore, play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife. There is no staff more reverend than one tipped with horn.
My lord, your brother John is ta'en in flight and is brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not of him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers! Putting up with us when it was not easy, without a doubt. So